everyone, and welcome to a artifact tutorial. Yes, I will. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna list off what you need to do for each artifact, and I'm gonna start off with the 2% ones, and then I'm gonna finish off with the 40%/30% ones. And then, after that, I'm going to show you all the locations, in case you need it. And then at the end of the video, I will give you an explanation on what I think is the best method to get these creatures, quickly. So, yeah. Okay, so starting off with plant. It's 2%. Now, the first thing you do for plant to get a plant one is to nest as a photovore or photocarnivore that is medium and up. Medium, large, and what is it? Enormous? Medium, large, and enormous? Yes, that's their new system now. I still use the tier 3, the tier system, so I can easily translate it between the two. And the second mission for that one would be to grow a tier 3 plus photovore to age 66. Yes, it has to be a photovore, not photocarnivore. Photovore. I've never seen it work with a photocarnivore before. Not yet, at least. And then the third mission is very simple. You just eat food. Eat food until it happens. Yes. Okay. So next one is air artifact. Also 2%. And you gotta survive as a medium and up flyer for 10 minutes. Grow a tier 3 flyer or glider, or tier 3 meaning medium or up flyer or glider to age 66. And well, it doesn't say up, it just says tier 3. Huh, then it's just tier 3. And yeah, grow tier 3 flyer/glider to age 66. If you're gonna do that, I would highly recommend Tundric. Let me show you that real fast. This one. It has the shortest time, and it's a tier 3, so it should be fine. And then you move as a flyer, so you fly around the map, basically. No, that's what you do to get air artifacts. Now, for water artifacts, you drink water. It's a 2% too. You drink water, nest as a medium or up aquatic, or survive as an aquatic or semi-aquatic creature for however long it decides. I'm going to assume it would be for around 10 minutes for each chance, 10-15 minutes, from what I was able to tell from whenever I did artifact stuff. Now for fire, I figured out the third one, kind of. I'm pretty damn sure. So, fire is a 2%. It's the new one. Nest as a volcanic creature is the first thing. Survive as a volcanic creature is the second thing. Volcanic is a special thing that makes you not get damaged by lava. So if a creature doesn't get damaged by lava, that means it has the volcanic trait. It will also show up in the creature selection menu. I'll show you it later whenever I show you examples of stuff that you'd want to use to get the volcanic artifacts. But yeah, volcanic creature. Actually, I'll just show you an example. Inventory. What? Okay. This is an example of one. This one has volcanic on it. And it's also not a bad choice for the second part, the volcanic part. Okay. And for Warden Stone, you gotta go to one of these 5 shrines. The Gara, Verdant, Boreal, Helion, and Angelic Shrine. You gotta go to one of those 5 shrines and donate all the food. So yeah, that's how that works. Oh my god. Of course it works now. Okay, momentary break while I get my creature water. I'll be right back. Alrighty, and as I waste time to get over here, I'm going to move on to the 40% artifacts. And then the last one, the 30% one. So, next one I'm going to talk about is Earth. It's a 40% discount. What you need to do for this one is you need to grow a tier 3 or medium and up, medium, large, gigantic, photovore or carnivore to age 100. There is a trick to that I will tell you later. Kill an age 100 photovore / photocarnivore. It doesn't work very well. I wouldn't suggest that one. Heal injury as any creature. That means your creature gets injured, the injury ailment, and it gets healed. As it, you lay down or something like that. There's a certain number of injury you have to heal before you have a chance of doing it. I'm assuming it's around 200, 100 to 200, just because of how long it takes for it to have a chance, but that's just what I've observed. So the more injury a creature does with the least amount of damage, the better the odds you're gonna get something quicker. If you do the injury one with a friend, that usually takes like 1 hour to 3 hours, depending on your luck. Luck. Of course, it's RNG based. Now for the storm artifact, it's another 40% discount. If you spend mushrooms in the sky gotcha, which I will show you real fast. I don't endorse doing it this way, but if you're desperate, or if you need to use it anyways, this is a sky gotcha. It's 150 mush. You get a 25% chance to get one of those things every single time you spin this. Yeah, so if you need to spin it anyways, I mean, knock yourself out. I know how hard it is to get all the creatures in the game without any help, so, because I did it. I did it before, so, yeah. And then the next one would be grow a medium flyer or glider to age 100, which, I mean, I still suggest a tundric. I mean, tundric. And then there's a couple more I'm gonna recommend later, but tundric is always the best one if you're just doing the storm artifact. And then you nest as a flyer, so you can be any flyer, tier 1, tier 5, the tiniest to the most giganticest. I would suggest you get 1 eggshell plushie for it. I mean, just to speed up the process a bit. It will take you, like, at most 2 hours to do it if you're nesting. Because that's how long it took me the first time, and, it was pretty fast. And I got a couple of cool, my friend got a couple of cool stuff, and they gave it to me, and I showed it off on the channel. It's kind of cool. Anyways. Well, first time. It was the Earth artifact that killed me. Because I was like, how? How am I gonna do this? And then I'm like, oh, injury, huh? Oh well. So moving on, Ocean artifact, 40% drop in price. First things first. Sea Gotcha. You spin it once. Same price as the Sky Gotcha. If you have to spin this anyways, knock yourself out. If not, I would steer clear of this option. It's the same 25% chance as the first one. Nothing is guaranteed. But that would technically be the fastest option compared to the other two. Oh, and one of them doesn't even work. Oh, this one's the one that doesn't work. I've never, ever seen it work because the chance is either so abysmally low that it doesn't matter, or oh, it is broken. I've never seen myself get an artifact from killing an age 100 medium or up aquatic creature. Ever. None of my ocean things came from this. None of them. None of them came from the Sea Gotcha either. I was forced to do the next one. Grow any tier 3+ or medium and up aquatic or semi-aquatic to age 100. And I will add, semi-aquatic is broken. You will not get an ocean artifact unless you are an aquatic. Because I have never gotten one as a semi-aquatic, and I've tried over 20 times to do it as a semi-aquatic. Whoopity-doo, never worked. I switched out different creatures for each semi-aquatic try to see if I could, like, shake up the odds a bit. Apparently not. Sometimes switching through stuff works, but apparently that one really hates. This thing hates semi-aquatics so hard, I swear. So, grow any tier 3+ aquatic creatures to age 100 is what I would highly suggest. Because the semi-aquatic part of it does not seem to work. Which sucks. I know it does. I know it does. There's a lot of things that you could grow that are much faster than the tier 3 or medium-sized aquatic creatures, but apparently not. That's just what I've observed, though. Oh, yes, and as you can see, I just got a volcanic artifact for no freaking reason whatsoever. This is because of what I'm about to explain. Okay, volcanic, 40% drop in price. Survive on Volcano Island. I think it means, like, survive for, like, 10, 15, 20 minutes, judging by how fast it tends to give me a token, you know, those things, you know, just normal. Just stay on the island for 20 minutes and you'll usually get one. It's pretty easy. All you gotta do is make sure you don't die. See? I've been sitting here the whole time and I didn't die. And, you know, you could time it from the video, I guess. And then the next one is grow a tier 3 volcanic creature to age 100. I already showed you Kethril was a volcanic creature. You can grow that thing. It's perfectly fine to grow that thing, but I wouldn't suggest it. If you want to do a volcanic and storm tokens together, though. There is a way to do that. There is a creature that does bridge that gap. I don't think you would bridge it for the ocean, no. And then the last thing for the volcanic is heal the burn status effect. Yeah. Did I explain the fire one? Oh yeah, the third part of the burn mission, or fire, which is 2%. I figured that, yeah, it's either deal burn damage to other players or get burned by defensive burn. It's either one of those. I can't figure it out for the life of me. I'm not gonna try to figure it out. It's one of those two, just so you know. So if you get two people with burn and defensive burn separately, as separate, or that has both of them together, and then you just whack each other around a bit, you'll eventually get a volcanic and a fire artifact. Trust me. I've gotten plenty. And I managed to, with the thing that I'm going to tell you later, I got my volcanic creature with my friend within the span of 3 hours, which is not bad at all. And then there's another way I can show you that you don't have to have a friend, like, whack you. So, yeah, there's that too. But, okay, so Wardens Jewel, the 30% thing for the Warden stuff. You either complete the Aegeon, Novus, or Ardor shrines. I would highly suggest you do the Aegeon and Novus shrine side by side. While the Aegeon is on cooldown, because you want to do that one first, do the Novus one as much as you can, and then go back to the Aegeon. Fill that one up and complete the Aegeon and then the Novus. And then alternate between the two. Because the Aegeon, I'll show you what I mean later, but, you know, that's the explanation for how to get all the stuff. Now, let me take a break and organize my thoughts and feed my creature, and I will switch into another creature and show you all the locations other than this, because clearly Volcano Island is very easy to see on a map. It's right here. Just go to this corner of the map, and yeah, it's in between Flower Cove and Jungle and whatever this place is, Pride Rock, I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, that's the location I'm at right now. Okay, I organized my thoughts, and I decided how I'm going to go through this. So, let's do this. Okay, so first things first, I should probably show you them in the order of importance, from most important to least important, so you guys can skip the last ones if you want. So I'm going to show you the most important shrines first. You can see Volcano Island right there. You just go up to these floating mountains here, and then you run into the Novus Shrine. Novus Shrine is going to be one of the ones you want to work on. And then if you dive right here, go this way towards this, you will run into the Aegeon Shrine. This one is the one that you definitely want to do, because it's only 1,000, and it gives you one of those jewels. You know, very, very efficient, very important. I don't think you want to see this thing die while we roam around, so I'm gonna feed it real fast. Hopefully it doesn't glimmer while we move around the map. That would be a nightmare. Things tend to glimmer whenever I don't want them to, man. Just happens. Come on. Come on. Fly. Fly. Me mashing my space bar to try to get it to fly. Okay. Here we are. So, what? That's Volcano Island, and since those were the two most important ones, oh my gosh. I hope you guys didn't hear that. I really do. Okay. Next shrine. I had to pause it for a second. This one's the Ardor Shrine. This is the least important out of the ones that will give you, you know, the Wardens Jewel. Now I'll show you the other ones in order from cost the least amount of food to cost the most amount of food. And so you know, all the shrines have their own individual cooldowns. You don't have to worry about a global cooldown. Now see this cactus? Go over here and go in this tunnel. And this one, you give only 50 food and it will give you a Warden Stone, which is a 2% discount, but I mean, that's fine. Then, if you go over here, if you see two crystals, go towards it, take a hard left into the wall, and then go over here. This one's the next shrine that will give you a Warden Stone. It's pretty lovely. As my character dies. It's probably not the worst thing that could have happened. Are you gonna let me drink or not? The next would be Volcano. Now we go this way. Go into the volcano, and behind the waterfall, boom. And then the Warden Shrine. This will give you a stone, the Warden Stone, in exchange for that much food. And then the Verdant Warden. It will also give you a stone for that much food. It's not worth it. And then all the way over here, is this one. And this one's absolutely not worth it, and I would just do the, at this rate, I'd just do the ones that, because it only gives you a stone. And when I say a stone, I mean one. They don't give you multiples. They never do. They're supposed to, but they don't. So yeah, that's all the locations. And now I'm gonna give you some good creature suggestions and ways to do this. So, okay, so whenever you're doing these, you generally want to have, like, you know, an idea of what type of creatures you want to be using during this entire process, right? Well, I'm about to show you what those are, so give me a second. So photovores. So if you're gonna do the photovore thing, let me show you them all. I guess I have them all. Yeah, there's the photovore and the photocarnies. I got all of them, so I could show you all of them and what they are and stuff. And I've played each of them, except for the newest. Except for this one. This one's the only one I have not played, so I don't know how it's like. But heard it's good, so. Its damage output and HP are pretty freaking good for its, you know, tier. So, I don't know, maybe. But anyways, so you're gonna want something. This one is a photovore. Lirachu is a photovore with injury attack. Does 4 injury attack. It is perfect if you want to grow. If you want to do the grow and the heal thing, as long as you have a buddy with you that you nest as one of those things as you do the grow and heal thing. Just gotta coordinate that a bit. There's no real way to get injury unless you get picked up by a tornado. And there are ways to do that and make that a, you know, deal as much injury as possible. For one, you gotta be a really tiny creature, and 2, I would highly suggest you be something that can swim or is aquatic if you can't deal injury on your own. Because then you'll have to, or you can't find a buddy to do it for you. But otherwise, if you want to grow them, I wouldn't suggest just growing this. I would suggest doing something like Nullmouth. And growing a Nullmouth, which, yeah, okay, so it's a rare. Featured rare. Okay, that's fine. You'll be able to find its price on the wiki. Creatures of Sonaria wiki. You know, for current prices. I don't know when you're going to be viewing this. So, prices change very quickly in this game. Sad to say. But I wouldn't put it past it being 3,000 mush. Right now, I wouldn't put it past it. 250 to 300. Because it's not available right now. And then the Quizzical, I would also suggest this. If you do this, you'll have the opportunity to do to get the Storm and this or this. You'll have the opportunity to get the Storm and Earth artifacts, the 40% ones, if you grow them all the way up, which is wonderful. I would highly suggest doing this one if you're gonna do just those 2. But there is a third option. If you're there for the winter event, and you were able to get this thing, or you were able to purchase this thing, you are in luck. Because this thing will give you the option to get a water artifact, not the ocean artifact, sorry to say, but that doesn't really work. This is how I know it doesn't work. Tried to glimmer a bunch of aquatic creatures and no crap, it doesn't work. That. And then the other two that these two give you, the earth and the storm. So this one's the best one if you're growing stuff, because it's not only is it's a minute faster than this one, but yeah, it's a pretty efficient little bugger. Now that's for the being able to do the storm and earth gotcha or earth artifact things on your own. Now let's move on to the fire. So fire. I mean, there are other things you could do for the injury thing, actually. I could show you a couple. So I'm going to show you a couple creatures that are good for injury stuff. This one has injury attack, as you can see, and it is a common creature that is in the herbivore gotcha, so it is pretty good. This one is excellent. It has 3 injury attack compared to its 150 damage. It's beautiful. The only problem is it's a rare. That is its problem. Yeah, it's gonna cost quite a pretty penny, but if you have it already, then I would suggest you use this one, because it's pretty good. Same problem with this one, but it has same as the Lirachu, if you don't have that one yet. So, go crazy, I guess. It's very similar stats to the Lirachu, too. And it's an aquatic, semi-aquatic, so you'll get a chance to have, water artifacts with it. This one is one that I would highly recommend. It is a time creature that is 5 hours. You only have to spend 5 hours to get it. I guarantee it's dirt cheap, even if you haven't spent 5 hours in the game. You know, that kind of stuff. It does 3 injury, like the Koval. It's just a better Koval version of the Koval. And this one is just a bigger, more chunky version of the Geogoth. It has the same amount of injury attack as the Lirachu. It has less damage, I believe, than the Lirachu, and it has more HP. So it will be better all around than the Lirachu, but unfortunately, if you grow it, it won't have a chance to get that earth artifact, so yeah. Give me a second. And then there's a couple more. This one suggested injury attack 1.5. Compare it with its low damage output, it's pretty damn good. Compared to its damage, this 6 injury attack is excellent. The only problem is you're going to have another enormous creature take the brunt of it, so that's its only downfall. But otherwise, if you have an enormous creature that can take its punch, I would highly suggest this one. Unfortunately, it is one of the more expensive options. Oh yeah, so you guys know I only selected the ones that had, you know, that were mentionable. Prabiki? I only put it in here because it's cheap and it has injury attack. It also has wing shredder on it too. So if you're a flying creature, you're not gonna be able to fly after this thing hits you. So just be careful about that. Prabiki's one of the weaker choices. And this one has same amount as the Ratu, and it has roughly the same stats as the Ratu, so it's pretty good. It's, you know. Okay, moving on to fire. Now, fire. Well, maybe I should explain the storm. Storm just nests as any flyer if you're not growing creatures, okay? It's simple as that. Have an egg plush, one egg plush, two of them. Stacking them does nothing, so just have one egg plush on your creature and some other plush, maybe, I don't know. Like, you could be Griffin, you can be anything that classifies as sky, any of these, or glider, I believe. Let me see. No, it would only be flyer. Okay. So ignore gliders. Only go for these. I thought it worked for null mouth at one point, but I guess not. Okay. I'll have to test that later. I'll put it in the comments section if it does work. Whenever I figure it out. It's going to take a very long time for me to figure that out or not. But anyways. Yeah, so that's the quickest way to get the storm artifact. Now for the fire. Fire artifact. This one's complicated. So, you can either be something that's volcanic, which let me show you. Well, this thing doesn't have volcanic, and it's the creature that requires the volcanic stuff. Really don't get that. Aeolianus. Yes, Aeolianus has volcanic. So, you are immune to lava and have improved healing during summer and drought. Yes, that is true. And Aeolianus is one of the better ones you can use for the burn attack thing, because I got that. But anyways, yeah. So Aeolianus has volcanic. Aeolianus is one of the ones I would suggest for the thing that I'm about to show you, so, or tell you. So, me and my friend, we were attacking each other. Well, I was someone, well, technically me. I was the one that had the offensive burn. They had defensive burn. I attacked them because, well, it gives us both burn if I attack them. So, I had an auto-clicker going for 3 seconds, clicking once every 3 seconds, and it worked. And I just let it run for like an hour, and whoopity-doo, I managed to get the thing because the burn was high enough for well, my friend got it and then he gave it to me, and then we switched creatures because reasons. And then hour after that, after 2 hours, we both got one. We both got one of these. So, yeah, it doesn't take much time at all if your creature has 4 burn and because I added plushies onto mine to make it have more burn. The one that I did with it was this one. Just trying to remember it for a second. Burn attack, and then I put 2 of those plushies that increase burn attack. I had defensive burn, but it didn't really matter. I nested the other person as this thing, and then I just wailed. As we were both in the same pack, by the way, so it decreased the amount of damage we did to each other. It was quite nice. We had to stop occasionally, but after an hour, we pretty much got it. And then whenever we switched, yeah. So, because I had to give them plushies. So then they could do it better. So yeah, so this is one of the ones I would suggest for that method. If it also should have Volcanic too. Yes, it does. It has Volcanic too, so whenever we grew it up, we had a chance for it to, you know, give us a volcanic artifact. But, yeah. I also okay, so yeah, I would suggest you use an Aeolinus, which you've already seen. This one. Because it has offensive and defensive burn. This one, because it has defensive burn, you can just bite each other. You know, and you can nest someone as this, be in the same pack, just wail on each other for a bit, take a break, wail on each other more, take a break, sort of thing. It'll be pretty quick since you have 3 defensive burn. And you can, yeah. Yep, this one. This one's pretty good too. It's burn attack and defensive burn, so you can wail on each other for like a couple seconds. You'll have to take a break to heal all of it off because you will stack burn like crazy, but otherwise, yeah. And that one I wouldn't suggest doing anything else to it. You can have plushies on it, but you don't need it. This one, it has 3 defensive burn and volcanic, so if you grow it up. Also, I don't think it would classify as a flyer, so I guess not. This one would, though. This one would, yeah, that would cross into the, what is it, the storm artifact territory. if you grow this thing, you'll have a chance to get a volcanic and a storm artifact. Just so you know. This one, because of its burn attack and defensive burn, just wail on each other for a bit. Make sure that, I cannot emphasize this enough, make sure you are in a pack with each other before you start wailing on each other, because it will lessen the damage you deal to each other, but it will not mess with the burn that you deal to each other, so it's imperative that you do that. I misspell them sometimes. Sorry about that. This one has Volcanic too, so if you grow it up, it will have a thing, and it has burn attack and defensive burn, so if you just wail on each other for a minute, you'll get plenty of stuff stacked on each other, because you'll have to rest at the same time. This one, defensive burn, just hit each other for a minute. You will be slowed by sticky fur, which actually could be useful. So then you could tell someone to stop before you die. But yeah. And it has volcanic too, so it has that added benefit. Unfortunately, it will not be qualified for the storm artifact. Sturby has defensive burn. Two can wail on each other, and it should be relatively quick. It's a flyer, so yeah. And then you already saw the Wolverine. But if you can't use that method, there is another method you can use. Now, you need to pick something with high HP and regeneration, like the Vahidex or Varidex or whatever the hell it's called. This thing. So get one of these things. Its glimmer is atrocious, but its healing factor is nothing to scoff at. Seriously. It's like Wolverine over here. You'll go to Volcano Island. Not only will you sit there, you will sit there in a lava pool. And I'm going to test how good its regeneration is by sitting in the lava pool. So, if it can handle it for 10 seconds as a baby, it could probably handle it for a minute as an adult. Okay? That's what that translates to. Okay, I found a pool of lava. Let's go right in here. See, it's healing. It's healing really fast. And since you are laying down... Yeah, that is insanity. Let's watch it do it again. So this is it healing laying down. Holy... Yeah, and it can maintain that for quite a while, so If you have a Vahidex or something with high health and high regen, like it, then if you get it to adulthood, you'll be perfectly fine just AFKing in a lava pool and just laying down in it and just letting it, you know, give you burn to heal off. If you don't have a partner, it's perfectly viable. Just make sure you're a little bit grown up first, like at least 50% grown up. So then your HP pool rounds out a little bit more and your healing factor gets better. You know, because it's percentage based. Your healing factor is based off percentage. I would say anything with high health that has at least 8% healing on it would be an excellent option. This, I'm pretty sure, has more than that. It probably has like 10 to 20% in between there. Maybe more. Haven't fully checked it yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet in my list I made. But anyways, yeah, that's all my tips I have on this, I guess. Sorry if this got a little bit long towards the end. But that's all.